So in the summer of 2024, I was in Germany during work and travel, and I was working at McDonald's for 3 months, and I had an awakening. You may call it a spiritual awakening or whatever. Ever since, I completely transformed myself, my life, and it's kind of insane. And I want to talk about it, of course, on my channel and shit. I was kind of able to explain this awakening by Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I wanted to tell you about my realizations. And of like after I was able to explain it, then I kind of use this hierarchy of needs consciously, for my sake, for my benefit. Yeah, that's what we are gonna talk about today. So let's just so as you may know, the like Maslow's hierarchy of needs is basically suggesting that like our brain focuses on the first level, starting from the first level, and as you may know, as you clear each need, each level, you go one up. So the first level, the starting level, is physiological needs, and which is like a home and like to find food and things like that. And most of the people today don't even think about this physiological needs, so we bypass it, and we come to safety. Safety is just to like the need to feel safe. Yeah, this is also like not very much in worry in today's world, so we bypass it as well. And then we have social needs. um, I will talk about my experience, of course. So I had no social needs as well because I was a social person already, and I had like a lot of friends, and I had those like special connections and whatever. So I had no social needs either. And then we have self-esteem. So it says here, self-esteem is once we are secure in our social needs, our primal desires for status and self-esteem come into play. We want, we want, we want to feel not only part of the group, but an admired and respected part. So we want to feel that others respect us and respect our work and respect our status or whatever. And I kind of had this like, I lived on external validation for too long. That's like I realized this later in my life, of course. But whatever I did in my life, I was like none of them for myself or for my desires, but all of them for just to make other people happy. Even the like university that I go to, even like my studies, I study because I want to make my family happy. That's what I realized. Um, I was studying German language teaching, but it wasn't my intention at all. I don't want to become a teacher. I don't like German. Who likes German, seriously? Anyways, so yeah, I lived on external validation all my life. But when I was in Germany, in the kitchen of McDonald's, no one knew me. I knew no one, and no one had any expectations from me. And I was working at McDonald's, as I said, so there's no sense of achievement or being successful, or like no one expects you to do the like cook the burgers better or whatever. So there's no success or failure, right? So I kind of bypassed this level thanks to Germany. And you know how they say if you truly want to get to know yourself and see who you really are, you should go on a solo trip to somewhere where no one knows you and you don't know anyone, because then you can get rid of your masks that you've been putting on to like maybe fit in a group or make other people happy. But when you go to a place like that, when you're in an environment like that, uh, there's no need to use those masks because no one expects anything from you, right? So yeah, that's what happened to me. So yeah, I already bypassed all these four levels, and that left me with the self-actualization level, and which is the like the top level. And when you reach that level, is the desire to become the most complete and authentic version of ourselves. With the fundamentals taken care of, we are free to act as we choose, aligned with our values and higher purpose. That's kind of what happened to me. Because, so imagine you're in the McDonald's kitchen and you're working for 8 hours a day, and you bypassed all those four levels, and all you can do for 3 months is just to think. So I'm gonna think, but what am I gonna think about? Of course, I'm gonna think about self-actualization, because that's what I'm left with, right? So, and I think there was a like an intense amount of meditation for like 8 hours a day. I kind of reached like a level. It's a level that I don't think you could experience during a like normal life, because I think you could only reach by meditating daily, as a habit, and like you get to reach it after a while. So I kind of reached that level after like a month and a half, and I started to question my life, question my future, my past. I basically questioned everything, and like there were no distractions or nothing. So when the outside noise got muted, my mind started to talk to me, and that's when I realized who am I and what my potential is. And I realized that I'm not living up to my potential at all. 1 second, getting a phone call. Sorry about that. So yeah, I realized that I'm not living up to my potential at all. And if I just keep the same lifestyle and don't change anything, I'll be a complete failure and just a waste of potential. And that like scared the shit out of me at that time. And that's when I decided to work on myself and just reach my potential. And yeah, so that's what happened. And ever since, as I said, I completely changed my life. I changed all my like life habits, and I changed my physique completely, and I changed my mental, my thing. It's really like it's unbelievable right now. But yeah, I realize anything is possible. I'm the happiest right now I've ever been. I feel so fucking good. I dropped out of college because, as I said, it wasn't my desire, as I realized. So yeah, and then when I realized like it happened because of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I I thought I could use this consciously for my sake, right? So what I did was I like tried to bypass all these four levels again. Like I kind of wanted to create a life for me where I could only focus on self-actualization, because so my main issue was the school, actually, because when I was going to school, you have all those exams, and then the friends, and then drama and stuff like that. And when you look at your life, you kind of see that you're thinking about so much stuff that's not gonna do you any good for the long run, but it's really taking up so much of your mental energy, and that leaves you with nothing in the end. And that's why you can't reach the self-actualization level. So I really wanted to drop out of college and just do my own thing, do just whatever I want to do, because you know I think that was the only way to focus on self-actualization, because it's not a thing where you could just like you come home after school or work and you be like, okay, now I'm gonna think about self-actualization and work on that. It doesn't work out like that. You have to have that mental energy. Like your brain needs to be free, and your brain, like, it shouldn't have anything else to focus on or worry about. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what I did in my life. And like, I've never felt better, honestly. I want to talk so much more about this. I want to make so much videos, and like, I experience myself, my real self, and I really feel that I'm following the voice of my higher self. I genuinely feel that, and I discover a lot about myself. I discover my hobbies and what I like to do, things like that. So yeah, like this, I guess. And it's life is really exciting now because I don't know what's to come. And as David Bowie said, I don't know where I'm going after this, but I promise it won't be boring. And I think that feeling is such a blessing. Life is really exciting now. And yeah, I guess I'll be seeing you in other videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. And I would like to hear your thoughts about this, like what I just talked about, because it's always good to discuss and like hear other people's opinions. So thank you for listening, and see you later.